Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're going to unpack a pretty universal frustration in the tech world: how product managers can finally escape administrative burnout and get back to the work they actually love doing. If you've ever felt like your job title should really be changed from product manager to professional archaeologist, well, you are exactly who this is for. So let's dive into this stark contrast. You took a product job for the pure craft of building, right? You wanted to find a real problem out there in the market, shape a brilliant solution, and then actually watch people use this thing you imagined. But the reality? It usually looks completely different. It's just this endless hunt through chat logs, sitting in endless status meetings, and chasing feedback across Slack, Gong, and Jira just to figure out what's going on. Which brings us to Section 1, the product manager's trap, and why so many are quietly burning out. Look at how the average PM's week actually breaks down. A massive 80% chunk of it is just the chore. We're talking busy work, coordination, trying to turn noise into documents, and hunting for quotes. The actual craft, the product judgment and solution shaping that you were hired for in the first place, has shrunk to a mere 20% of your week. When the vast majority of your time is spent literally just keeping your head above water in admin tasks, it's no wonder the role stops feeling fun. Now, if you're feeling this, I promise you, you are not alone. Surveys on product roles consistently show this burnout isn't due to a lack of motivation on your part. Not at all. It is a fundamental job design problem. The culprit is always the same: way too much time spent on coordination and way too little time allowed for actual product judgment. The system is fundamentally broken, not the people in it. Moving right along to Section 2, the tax on the job and why busy work isn't the actual value. You see, there's this massive deception baked into the chore. Think about context assembly. You might spend 4 hours gathering notes and assembling context. And wow, it genuinely feels like progress because you're totally exhausted afterwards. But in reality, it's really just a tax. It's a distraction from your unique ability, your product judgment, knowing which problem is actually worth solving. Context assembly is exactly the part a machine should do, whereas judgment is the part that only you can do. It really all boils down to this fantastic quote: "Nobody hired you to copy-paste from Slack into a doc. They hired you for judgment." Your company absolutely needs you to make and defend the right calls, not manually stitch together fragments of feedback like some kind of human router. So what's the fix? That is Section 3. Give 80% to AI and keep that 20% craft. The objective here isn't just to save time or magically squeeze a few more tasks into your day. No, it's to entirely offload that tedious context assembly to AI. The goal is that your day consists solely of the craft. When the assembly completely disappears, what's left is the work you actually wanted to do: talking to users, making the hard calls, and shaping the product. So how does the machine actually take over that 80%? Well, here are the concrete mechanics. First, raw complaints from every channel automatically become instant first drafts of problem statements. You literally never start from a blank page again. Second, your evidence is always on tap. Every single claim links back to the actual customer who said it. And third, that essential connective tissue between your research, your decisions, and your outcomes is maintained for you. The map of why you are building something never rots away. And because you have all that customer evidence so readily available and linked, you fundamentally change how you prepare for meetings. Defending the call becomes a quick glance at your data, right? You completely eliminate those super stressful late nights spent digging through old emails and chat logs just to find that one specific customer quote right before a major roadmap presentation. Which leads us perfectly into our final part, Section 4, reclaiming the joy of building. Because at the end of the day, joy is the point. It is absolutely crucial to shift your framing here. The wrong frame of mind is adopting AI tools just to save time. Why? Because let's be real, save time just gets refilled with more administrative chores. The calendar always fills back up. The right frame, the real win here, is specifically reclaiming which time you get back: your uninterrupted maker's time and your discovery time. To do this, the source emphasizes using a concept called receipts. Basically, receipts are product specs, where every single claim directly traces back to real customer evidence. It's a mechanism where AI ensures your specs are automatically backed by defensible data, allowing you to hand off the busy work without ever lowering your bar for quality. But remember this really important takeaway: receipts are just the mechanism. Whether you use the specific tools mentioned in the source, like Specky's free feedback to spec generator, or build other AI workflows, the automatic organization isn't the end goal itself. The goal is so much simpler: to get you back to the fun of talking to users and making those exciting, impactful product decisions. Joy is the point. So I want to leave you with this final thought to chew on. If you successfully hand off the 80% that is just a chore to the machine, what incredible products will you build with your fully reclaimed craft? Once you stop acting as a human copy-paste machine, where will your judgment, your creativity, and your newly freed up maker's time take your product next?